Welcome to the Pulse with Peter B. I'm your host, Peter Biancamano. Let's get you to the pulse on everything you need to know. And we are here at the beautiful Plaka Souvlaki, located at 62 Newark Street in the beautiful city of Hoboken, New Jersey. Third month in a row we're here. Third month in a row that we're switching up our Places Insider, but she is not unfamiliar to the show. She is, of course, Brianna Peguero. Bri, so good to see you again.
Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Exactly. Right? This is like, it was Bri's birthday a little last week, I believe.
Yeah, it's all about the Aries.
Happy, there you go. Talking about her horoscope here. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
And before we dive into all of this delicious food, we need to talk about that sweater.
Oh,
Talk to me.
This is a very classic piece from the Instagram page, What Hoboken Sounds Like. His name is Victor. He's from Hoboken, and he basically covers what Hoboken sounds like, from artists to businesses. He designs clothes. He does a lot of stuff. So I would tell everybody to check it out.
Check it out, Victor. And it looks like the top says Southwest Downtown. Of course, Bri is from the Southwest part of town, so she needed. And apparently there's a signal that I don't know about.
It just means I love you.
Oh, okay. Well, I love you too. Thank you. But anyway, Bri, let's talk about. You're talking to the audience. Anyway, let's talk about some of the dishes that you have in front of you. Now, you did mention to me that you've had Greek food before.
Yeah.
But this is going to blow your mind, I feel like, right?
Maybe. I've never eaten here before, so it's completely fresh palate, ready to go.
Fresh palate, and I'm sure this isn't going to be your last time. Why don't we start with the dishes close to you? What do you have?
All right, so this is a vegan zucchini eggplant, and we have some pita, fresh garlic in there, onions, some capers, tomatoes. So I'm going to try that right now.
All right, she's going to dig in, and this is where I pontificate, or as I like to say, I filibuster, while our foodies dig in here.
And you guys know already that I don't care what I look like when I eat. I just enjoy it, so.
Oh, yeah, she's jumping right in there, folks. I absolutely love it. By the way, none of her food. Oh, okay, she's shaking her head. I'm going to stop talking. By the way, I could smell, I believe what you have there is eggplant. I could smell that. I wish we had smell-o-vision at home. Exactly. There you go. Yeah. Get the air out.
Wow.
Talk to
That
me.
is delicious. And it's vegan. It's for everyone. I want to keep eating this, but I got to move on. But this is delicious. Get this.
Delicious.
Zucchini eggplant.
Exactly. I like the way, by the way, that you said that it's vegan. It's for everyone, because you don't really say a person, I don't like vegan dishes. Right or wrong?
Right. Absolutely.
Exactly. Well,
Anybody can eat this.
All right.
Even a baby can eat this and like it. Really
And babies don't like anything. I mean, exactly. All right. We're going to make you a little bit more of a mess right now. We're going to start out with a little bit of the messy dishes. What do we have here? This looks like your classic Greek gyro.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Peter. It's your Athens-style gyro, and it's pork. Got some French fries, onions. We got that. What's that sauce again in there?
You're asking the wrong guy. You're supposed to be
honestly, I honestly forgot, but
all right.
It's delicious. They tell me.
Exactly, and we'll get that sauce for you as soon as she digs in and embarrasses herself on camera. As I see food dropping from her mouth, even though I'm not looking at her, it's my peripheral vision, which is still good these days. It's fabulous, huh? I could just tell it's unbelievable.
This is the best one I've ever had in my life.
Wow. That says a lot, even though she couldn't pronounce the sauce.
And I wouldn't lie to you. Hold on, I'll get to the sauce.
All right, she's going to get us the sauce here.
It's a spicy harissa.
Oh, there you go. See?
Thank you. I got it.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, look. She's like challenging me today. She's like, you're not going to sit here and not eat and
be
make
a
fun
Ranger fan and try to come at me. Let's go Devils.
Do you mean the only hockey team that matters to this area?
Yeah.
The New York Rangers?
I guess. If you're a traitor.
I mean, well, I'm just so happy that you're not wearing that jersey that you wore the last time. You definitely gone on sale because there's no New Jersey Devil fans.
You know what's funny? My mom told me to wear it, but I wanted to respect you today because you're going to lose anyway.
Oh,
want to move on?
I guess we have to, because she was like, I wanted to respect you. And then she's like, you're going to lose anyway, breaking my heart over here. No, we're not going to move on. I'm just going to take this dish myself here, Bri. All right. Anyway, this dish, actually, you want to talk about colorful. What do we have here?
We have a orzo with shrimp. It has imported feta in it, fresh garlic, scallions, and onions. And I'm going to try that.
So, folks, one of the things that we've noticed every month that we've been here at Plaka Souvlaki, and again, we want to thank Nick and Iris, who's the two of the owners here, is that they are giving us a variety of different dishes to try for our Places Insiders. And trust me, every single dish has been an absolute hit.
It's a banger.
Talk to me.
Definitely delicious. You can tell that they're using fresh imported ingredients. Immediately when the food hits your mouth, you're like, oh my God, like they went to a garden and picked out these vegetables. It's incredible.
Incredible, huh?
Yeah.
Well, they went to a garden, she said.
Yeah.
You know? And you said there's orzo in there, right?
Yes.
I like to say orzo's not pasta, it's not rice, it's orzo.
It's orzo. That's it.
Exactly.
Don't argue with him. I don't want to hear him.
We said we were going to get along because our teams are playing each other in the first round.
That's why I have this little animosity towards
There is
him,
a little animosity here.
But it's all love. It's all love.
Again, this is the second time you said I love you on the air here, Brie. You're starting to make me get like sweat here. And there's nobody that makes me sweat. Let me tell you, we've had some pretty heavy hitters. The last show that we had Congressman Menendez on here. Did you see that?
I didn't. I'm sorry. I missed it.
I'm glad that you're a fan of the show. Anyway, all right, Brie. So
just remind you, I am the heaviest hitter. Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, so now she pulls out a drink like from her back pocket here.
All right.
And she's not. You have to introduce this to the audience.
Orangeade. You get it right here.
And that's straight from Greece, from what I understand.
Right, straight from Greece. It's actually delicious. I don't even like orangeade, and I'm halfway through. So there you go. So I have to be honest with you, Bray. The last time you were on, there were some emails. There was some feedback. Oh my God.
Let's just say. And you said that in the last dish that you had, this orzo dish, there was ouzo, correct? Which of course is a very, very strong Greek liquor.
Right.
Oh,
there is ouzo in here.
There is, yeah. And she's feeling it, and that's why, she's a drunk devil fan right now. But the last time she was on, she had this big beer from her friends over at the Pilsner House and Beer Garden, and I've received almost emails
saying... They think I'm 16.
They think they thought you were 16. That's exactly the age that you are.
Every day of my life. That's why I like to walk around with my ID on my lanyard. I just turned 25, 1998.
Wow. All right. There you go. She's a 90s baby.
Kind of, sort of, right?
You need to know. All right. Well, okay, good. So now that we clear that up, all right, Brie. First time at Plaka Souvlaki, right here at 62 Newark Street. Will this be your last time?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
not. It's so good, and I'm not even bluffing, and I'm not lying. I'm being so honest when I say you should come and check this out. It's super authentic and fresh.
Wow. I mean, there's nothing else to say after that. Brianna Peguero, say your Instagram handle. Brie P, right?
It's Brie P07.
07. I thought you were born in 98. Now you're born in 2007. No wonder why you're 16. Let me tell you. There's the math right there.
That's a dad joke, but that's my favorite number, number 7.
Believe it or not, I'm just slightly over a decade older than her, but I just had a dad joke.
You can't tell, though.
Man, we got to go to commercial break because now I'm getting all excited here. You're making me blush. Brie, thank you so much. Our guest Places Insider. Get the Plaka Souvlaki. You definitely want to try these new fabulous dishes and take Brie's word for it. As she digs in again for another bite. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And good luck to your Devils. Because they're going to need it. All right. Thanks again. All right, folks. You're going to want to stay tuned after this commercial break. We will be right back. Peter Biancamano, your hostess with the mostest of the Pulse with Peter B. Folks, don't forget to go on our Facebook and our Instagram pages by searching The Pulse with Peter B. and like and follow us on each of those platforms. We're constantly updating those pages with previews of each week's segments and cool stories. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our email address at thepulsewithpeterb@gmail.com.
Welcome back. I'm your host with the most, Josh Sotomayor Einstein, and I'm so glad to be joined by Sam Pesin, president of the Friends of Liberty State Park. How you doing?
Good, Josh. Thanks for inviting me.
So tell us, I know you have a deep and intimate relationship with the park that was founded by your father. Can you tell us some background on Liberty State Park and why it's been making the news lately?
Sure. Well, Liberty State Park is a priceless public park behind the Statue of Liberty. The essence of Liberty Park history, which opened in 1976 in our bicentennial year, is that people have put democracy into action and have fought many battles for a free park behind the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. And people overwhelmingly, many tens of thousands of people, the broad public consensus has always been for a free and accessible park. And people have fought commercialization plans, privatization plans, and have supported a park really like Central Park. Liberty Park is a quality of life park, and I think the pandemic showed even more clearly that Liberty Park, as an urban oasis, is an emotional health, mental health, physical health, and spiritual public health resource.
Now, when you talk about the different battles over the years to keep it basically a public good utility that's free from commercialization, has there been any efforts recently to commercialize or redevelop the park by bad actors, so to speak?
Yes, very much so. So going back to when the park was a year old, a billionaire wanted most of the entire park for an amusement theme park. Then there were battles against 150-acre golf course, a commercial water park, and a 25,000-seat amphitheater, and other minor and major battles. And then Governor Christie had ideas to privatize virtually all areas of the park. He wanted the park to pay for itself, which is really an insane idea. A park serves the public good and should be funded by taxpayers, or if there are some wealthy people who want to give money toward improvements of the park without any quid pro quo, of course, that would be fine. So when Christie left office, our ally of the Friends of Liberty State Park, Greg Ramo, the baykeeper, we felt, let's get a protection law for the park. So Raj Mukherjee introduced a protection act with Senator Cunningham at that time, January 2019, to ban commercialization and privatization except for small-scale commercial activities, like a skating rink after hours, use of the terminal, bike and kayak rentals, normal things like that. And the law was moving forward in the legislature, but then that November of 2019, the owner of the Liberty National Golf Course, the billionaire Paul Fireman, pushed forward his plans again that had arisen in the Governor Christie administration to privatize and destroy this Caven Point natural area. It's a bird sanctuary. It's used by students for STEM experiences, and it's just a peaceful part of Liberty State Park. And Mr. Fireman wanted to relocate 3 golf holes there. And so that's when the Positive Protection Act effort turned into a battle against Mr. Fireman. And so I can give you some history if you would like, Josh, just from that time forward.
Well, I mean, there's just so much information, and I definitely want to delve further into it. But right now, we got to go to commercial, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Hudson River Care and Counseling. Hello, I'm Dr. Pam Ennis, the CEO and founder of Hudson River Care and Counseling with over 30 years of clinical social work experience in therapy. We are a progressive counseling and coaching practice with a diverse team that brings a holistic approach to clients. We offer support both in person and through digital platforms such as telehealth. Consider us a safe haven that you can trust with care for your mental health needs. Visit our website to set up a consultation today.
Welcome back. I'm so glad you stuck with us out there in TV land and on the internet. And again, I'm Josh Sotomayor Einstein on the Pulse with Peter B. with Sam Pesin, the president of the Friends of the Liberty State Park. And before we had to go to commercial break, you brought up a mega billionaire, Paul Fireman, who is funding the efforts to commercialize Liberty State Park. And it reminded me that a couple of weeks ago, we actually had the editor of the Jersey City Times, Aaron Morrill, who was talking about the funding of the junket of the free trip to France that Jersey City Mayor Fulop took. And Fireman was one of the people that helped fund that. So it seems like, whether they're good politicians or bad politicians, the moneyed interests always know how to, try to buy and influence. I'm not saying they succeeded in buying influence, but they know how to try and buy influence. So you were saying about Fireman?
Yeah, so he certainly has spread money around. He has two front groups. He bought off some politicians and various opportunists who started pushing lies and smear attacks against the Protection Act. Last June, they fast-tracked a law that was a non-protection law. It killed the Protection Act, which had 111 coalition groups and 33,000 petition signatures. And then they started to push commercial venues, a sports and entertainment complex for the interior, where the DEP has had plans for many years, and now it's at 60% detailed design for 165 acres of a natural area, and the state decided on 50 acres of free active recreation. And so Fireman's people want a 7,000-seat commercial concert venue, 5,000-seat stadium, 2,500-seat stadium, and 2,000-seat hockey arena. And those plans would be exclusionary, admission fee, traffic jam causing plans that would wreck the park and rob our public parkland.
So whereas the park is completely public access now, everyone can go use it free of charge, it would make a large chunk of the park not only negative for the nature, but also exclusionary to people in the community.
Exactly. And the middle of the park, the process is for the 215-acre interior, which has been fenced off for mostly low-level contamination. The state now has $70 million, and they're moving forward with plans to remediate it. Honeywell took out some chromium that was underneath the pipeline, but mostly they're going to put a foot of clean fill over his historic fill, and then create the diverse habitats and the 50 acres of active recreation, normal active recreation, ball fields, basketball, things like that. And the immediate phase will be to have some active recreation along Zap Drive, the Cobblestone Drive. So I do ask people to check the social media and the website of the Friends of Liberty State Park, because there will be opportunities for public engagement. And the DEP, to their credit, is sticking with their plans and have recently rejected Paul Fireman's and his surrogates' plans for commercial venues. And so they're still pushing their plans, but I am hopeful for the future, and certainly public involvement will continue to be crucial.
And real quick, we only got a minute left, but it's not just that you and the Friends of Liberty State Park are involved, in lobbying for the public good, but also you guys put your money where your mouth is. You were actually recently volunteering, cleaning up some of the wetlands in the park. Is that correct?
Yeah, we had our annual salt marsh cleanup the other day, and God willing, when the park is protected, we'll be able just to do positive things. We're a nonprofit organization, and this spring we'll be funding our 1,000th tree in the park, and we funded the gardens in the park for a long time. And so we just want to keep doing right by this park, which is an urban backyard, and it's America's park.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope we bring you back. I hope you'd be willing to come back in the future. Everybody stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Peter Biancamano back with you. Don't forget to watch us on cable access every Sunday and Monday at 9 a.m. Optimum Channel 18, Files Channel 46, and Comcast Channel 190. Also on Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m., you can watch our show on our YouTube channel, and you can also binge watch all of our old shows. Who doesn't want to keep watching The Pulse with Peter B? We'll see you there. Welcome back to The Pulse with Peter B. Peter Biancamano in the host chair, but not for long. We are going to go right over to our friends at Hudson River Care and Counseling, of course, located at 310 Cedar Lane in Teaneck, New Jersey, and 63A 8th Street in Hoboken, New Jersey, where Reverend Mark Ennis is standing by. He's going to take over hosting duties with a survivor story that you're not going to want to miss. The survivor's name is Andrew Ryoo. Please stay tuned. Mark, take it away.
Thank you, Peter. And thank you, Andrew, for being here. I'm Pastor Mark. As you know, the audience might not know, I am the co-convener of My Sanctuary Healing. And we try to be catalysts for people who are healing from church abuse, spiritual abuse. So please share your story that I know and the audience does not.
Sure. Yeah, no, thanks for the introduction, Pastor Mark. My name is Andrew Ryoo, and I met these amazing folks at Hudson River Care and Counseling about a year ago. So a little bit about myself. I am a former pastor of a mainline denomination, and I served in New Jersey for, I think about, a couple of years, 4 years. It always feels longer, 400 years maybe.
Sure.
So, served a little bit, and around the end of that period in my life, I experienced a lot of religious trauma, institutional trauma, and I sort of was working on myself and trying to figure out my way back to something for maybe 6 or 7 years after. And it was in that journey that I tripped and fell my way in front of Dr. Pam and Hudson River Care and Counseling here. And for the past year and a half, we've really been doing the hard work of trying to excavate a lot of stuff that I pushed down over the past 6 years. And here I am today. And I think that this year my goal and my theme is to put a microphone up against my journey and some of the things that I've been experiencing along the way, in case there are folks out there that might resonate and benefit. Because I think that when I was out there looking for empathy, it was very hard to find.
Yes. How are you doing that? I'm told you're doing something with a friend of yours from the group.
Yeah. So, just to take a half a step back about the group. So, after I met Dr. Pam, as you know, we found a couple of people along the way that experienced some institutional trauma and experienced some trauma from people in the church. So through this group, we really found healing among each other. And coming out of that, I met my friend Chris Doran, who is a nurse working in the area, and we have a lot of similar experiences. So we're talking with each other with microphones in our face, and we're trying to invite some guests who are experts in self-care and also in the Bible and in church, to try to excavate some things that we might have taken for granted, but might be doing real harm in people's lives. We want to take that out and explore it, dig into these things, and try to figure out a way to turn it around for the benefit of the church and for people.
How has this group been helpful to you?
I think that it just comes down to, for me, it comes down to feeling seen and feeling not crazy. And I think that the best way to get there is to find and meet people who will, meet you where you are, because that's where they are. They don't really have advice on how to make things better, but just the fact that we're all in the presence of one another and going through the same journey is a really powerful thing.
If someone walked in this door right now and said to you, "I've been hurt by a church," what would you tell that person to get them to start to heal?
I think first, not specific to religious trauma, but I think for anyone who's experienced trauma, maybe the most important thing to say is not their fault.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, not to judge everyone in, one bucket, but a lot of times I found that religious institutions have a hard time saying sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And instead what comes out is, why did you do it this way? And it reminds me a lot about, family dynamics, and I think that it's always, because that message is going to come out naturally, it's always good to tackle that up front by reminding people that it's not their fault,
Mm-hmm.
and that there are people who love them, and to also recognize that people are wonderful, but when you mash them all into a system, sometimes we lose our humanity.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, just to follow up on what you said, you were hurt by male clergy.
Mm-hmm.
And here's male clergy saying, I'm sorry that happened to you. It's not your fault. Please, are you hearing that?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not your fault. And if there's anything I can do as a catalyst for your healing, you know my number, don't you?
I think so.
And I think you know where my house is. Come by
Sure.
and tell me what I need to do to help your healing. That's not your fault that you have.
Of course. Yeah. And thank you for reminding me, Pastor Mark. And for what it's worth, you've already done so much in the life of, my life, the life of my wife, and, so many people in showing them that exact thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times, in most cases, there is a mix of masculinity and authoritarianism that, is the reason for a lot of this trauma. So
Yes.
it's really powerful for someone like you to come out in the scene and apologize or, represent that group of people.
Yes. Our time is rapidly fading away. But please, in the last minute or so, please tell me how you experienced authoritative structures like merging the institution with Jesus, and how to pull those apart for healing.
Yeah, I think that at least something that helped for me was to focus on my own meditative, practices when it comes to my faith. Sort of stepping out from religious communities and the blogs, and we get hit by so many things these days. You open up your phone and there are 10 notifications on a topic. I think just to filter out all the noise, and just confront the Bible, confront the church, confront these things that have hurt me in my life in a more relational way, without the opinions and everything sort of mudding things up.
Yes. Hey, it takes a lot of courage to be here and tell your story on this cable channel. I thank you for doing that.
Sure.
And I'd like to address the whole audience. If you've been hurt by male clergy, please contact us through the Hudson River Care and Counseling Center. I would like to be a catalyst for your healing. On behalf of male clergy in churches, I apologize to you if you have been hurt. I want you to know it is not your fault that you were abused. And I hold within me a promise I made to a mentor who made a human being out of me years ago. I am here to help anyone else who needs help in healing on the journey. Please reach out to me through Hudson River Care and Counseling. My sanctuary healing is for you as well as it has been for Andrew. And I just say, may you be blessed this week. And I have nothing more to say except back to Peter.
Thank you so much, Pastor Mark and Andrew, for sharing your story to the Pulse audience at home. We really, really appreciate it. And it is certainly a heartwarming story that many viewers at home can relate to. All right, folks, join us next week for the Pulse on everything you need to know. I'm Peter Biancamano. I hope you have a great week, everybody.